Good morning, afternoon, and night depending where you're watching right now. Welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV, where Biafra is not just our identity, it is our faith. Here, we stand firm in our devotion to the cause and to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra. We bring you bold, unfiltered updates on the internal and external forces confronting our people, exposing the oppression and injustice within the so-called Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to the heartbeat of the resistance. Thanks for watching, and may Biafra rise. Isay. 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 Bringing to you a topic: Igbo man loses bank job in Canada for not speaking Igbo, cultural expectations and language preservation. The viral video post references a scenario where an Igbo individual lost a bank job in Canada due to an inability to speak the Igbo language, highlighting a cultural expectation within the Igbo community for language proficiency, which is often seen as a parental responsibility. This situation underscores the importance of language preservation among diaspora communities, as discussed in the Igbo Union of Canada's efforts to promote Igbo language learning, where individuals express a desire to reconnect with their heritage through language education. The post cites Proverbs 22 verse 6, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it," suggesting that early education in cultural and linguistic traditions is crucial for maintaining identity and skills later in life. This biblical reference aligns with the broader theme of parental influence on a child's cultural and linguistic development, as explored in biblical studies, where the verse is interpreted as a call for comprehensive upbringing, not just religious instruction. The mention of Aloy Ejimeka and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the post connects to the broader context of Igbo identity and activism, particularly through the Indigenous People of Biafra (IPOB) movement. Ejimeka, as Kanu's special counsel, is involved in advocating for Igbo rights and the Biafran cause, which includes cultural preservation efforts like language maintenance, reflecting the community's ongoing struggle to maintain cultural identity in the face of historical and contemporary challenges, such as the post-Civil War economic recovery and diaspora experiences. That's it for today's broadcast from Biafra Battle Cry TV, where truth is our weapon and freedom is our mission. We remain unwavering in our loyalty to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the liberation of our people. The struggle continues, and so does our voice. Share this message, subscribe, and spread the fire, because every voice counts in the fight for justice. Until next time, stay bold, stay vigilant, and stay Biafran. Biafra lives. Biafra rises. Biafra is our destiny. Isay. Isay. Isay.
An Igbo guy in Canada has lost a job because of Igbo language. I repeat, an Igbo guy in Canada has lost a bank job because of Igbo language. Now, what happens to this Igbo boy, a Nigerian man in Canada? He applied for a bank job, submitted his application, submitted his resume, interview was not scheduled. Now, during the interview, this guy did well. From the things he said, he did well. But there was a problem. And what was this problem? This Igbo guy was asked, "Can you speak Igbo language?" The guy said no. They asked him, "But you have Igbo names?" He said yes. The parents did not teach him how to speak Igbo language. Listen, no. Now, why is a Canadian bank using speaking Igbo language as a criteria to employ somebody in Canada? Because Canada is not Igbo land. Canada is not Nigeria. So why? Now, this is why. You know, when a bank move into a new community, into a new location, or they are opening a new branch in a new location, first of all, the bank studies the geography of that place. The bank studies the demographic of that place. And the bank would want to hire somebody who can communicate fluently with the people who are predominantly living there. For instance, Let's say you are a Yoruba person, or you are an Igbo person, or you are an Hausa person abroad. Then you meet somebody who works in a bank. This person approaches you, speaking your own language, telling you, come and bank with us. We just opened a new branch here. That feeling of, this is my brother, this is my sister, you would want to open a bank account with them. So this bank was employing people from different nationalities and tribes because they want to use these people to get customers from these tribes. So they needed somebody who speaks Yoruba, they needed somebody who speaks Igbo, they needed somebody who speaks Indian, they needed people who speak different languages to employ. Now, when it came to this Igbo boy's turn, he couldn't speak Igbo. He lost that job and his position was given to another Igbo guy who was fluent in speaking Igbo language. That is why I did 2 posts some hours ago, letting our African people know that Africans are the only people I know who come abroad. They abandon the speaking of their languages, they abandon their culture, they abandon their custom, they start to imitate what they don't know. But this same abroad, you see the Indians come here, they speak their languages. The Chinese, the Koreans, the Arabs, the Japanese, the Latinos, they still speak their languages here in America, in the UK, in Europe. But when it comes to Africans, they like to imitate inferiority complex. Now, if I had told this Igbo boy's parents years ago to teach this boy how to speak Igbo language, they would have told me, what are you saying? Are you his parents? It has backfired now in Canada, not in Nigeria, in Canada. Because they needed people from these major tribes to get customers from their tribes to come and bank with them. So another Igbo person was the person they now employed and not this very Igbo guy. So automatically, this boy's parents, they failed him because he grew up with the father Igbo. He grew up with the mother Igbo, but they could not teach him to speak Igbo language. And there are many Igbo people in diaspora that speaks Igbo. There are many Yoruba people in diaspora that speaks Yoruba. And there are many Africans here abroad that speaks their native African languages. But when it comes to some of us, especially Nigerians, inferiority complex and over-sabi, is it not a shame? Because I know people in Nigeria today, their children cannot even speak their native languages while they are still in Nigeria. Because Nigerians are people who believe that once your children are speaking fluent English, even if they cannot speak your native language, it shows that your children are poch. What a shame. That is why I said earlier today, if you are an African parent and your children are not speaking your native language, you have failed them in this world. Because there is a reason why your children came from that tribe. This is not a challenge to all of you now. Inferiority complex. Oh, you want your children to speak English? No problem. You go full set, then you go come reason with you at the talk. As you share this update, God bless you.